This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shave 4-5.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Sway in the morning, Shave 4-5. Oh, man. I got my friend here, man, Heather B.
Hello.
A lot of people got to know him from hanging with Mr. Cooper.
That's right.
A lot of people saw him in Armageddon. Switchback.
Right.
Comedy Central's Don't Forget Your Toothbrush. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But I know this man from my hometown. I know this man for putting in a lot of work at a time when it was hard to get work.
Talk about it.
Right.
Doing an occupation that is not easy to do at all. Especially being in Oakland, it's hard to make folks laugh.
Yeah, ain't nothing to laugh about.
It ain't nothing to laugh about, but he was able to do that. You know, when a lot of people were just trying to be athletes and be artists,
Right.
he be a rapper. He was a different kind of artist. He was there. He was almost, to me, in a sense, like a health guru, because laughter makes all things better. When you stressed out, it's through laughing that you could release that stress. And to do that in the city of Oakland, man, I want to commend him and take my hat off to him, figuratively.
Right. Got excited.
Damn,
This is preaching. This is Sway Church.
this is realness right here. The one and only Mark Curry is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Bam! I'm pleasure to be here. Look at you, Sway.
Man,
you got
Mark.
your hair cut off. I don't believe it. I didn't even know who you were.
You ain't seen me since
I
then.
know. I ain't seen you with no braids. I said, who is that? I thought you was an intern or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We go back. I go back, man, when his voice was different.
His
voice was higher.
It was higher. pitched.
Hey, everybody.
Really?
No, I'm teasing. We go back to Mustangs and Cadillacs.
Yeah, Oakland.
You
we
know,
used to Falcons.
Trues and Vogues. You know,
Sideshow.
Yeah, back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Too short. Just oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. And Mark, you was doing the circuit back then.
Yeah, I was doing. You know what?
Yeah.
I was doing the Oakland Coliseum back then. I
Yeah.
was opening up for the big rap concerts before I even played any comedy club.
Yeah.
I used to go to the Punchline and they said, you can't play. I said, I just played the Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah,
Boo.
yeah, right?
Yeah. What? Bill Graham would be a fight would start. Every rap show would be a fight. I don't know why. In Oakland, they would Bill Graham he didn't even say my name. Comedian, go out now.
And he would just have you go out.
I would go out in the middle, and I knew everybody. Most of the dudes was fighting was from my block, so I kind of knew them, so they gave me a little love. But I was doing the Oakland Coliseum before I even did any clubs. That's crazy.
That was like your boot camp then.
Yeah, it was.
And it's harder to play arenas than it is like clubs, right?
It's very difficult. It's back, especially when they fighting.
Yeah.
They fighting. I remember the first time I stepped on stage, dude said, I'm going to beat, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to beat you down. He looked at me and pointed to me, and I just kept going. I wanted to get paid.
You wanted to make that
I
money.
wanted to make that money.
Man, you did it, man. And then I think one of the things that really, like, I remember when back in the day when like Rocksteady would do videos and stuff like Africa Bambaataa videos, and one of the things Crazy Legs did that made his name stand out is he used to wear Crazy Legs on the back of his shirt so people knew who his name was.
Got it.
Even though it was other Beat Boys there. One of the things you did is you jumped on that track with Too Short.
Oh, man.
I Ain't Tripping.
That was wild.
And how did that happen?
You know, that happened because Too Short was my friend. I always would talk to Too Short. You know, I just liked Too Short, and I was a comedian. And so he let me in that video, which was incredible. People don't understand at that time, that was like being on TV.
Yeah.
To be on a video from a comedian, oh my God, it gave my street cred instantly.
Yeah.
Bam, I
Yeah.
got my street black visa that day.
That was it right there?
That day, bam, that day. And when we was filming the video, you know, Too Short said, man, I want you to talk about me. And so we were doing the video in Royal Park, and all these homies around. And so I started
That's
talking.
East Oakland, Heather.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Mark.
East Oakland, the prison narc. And so I'm doing the, you know, I'm talking about Too Short, man, his teeth, blah, 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 blah. And the dudes around me got mad. They didn't know it was a video. They didn't understand. And they was ready to beat me down. I was like, they all cried. Man, we're talking about Too Short. I said, man, it's the video. It's the video. So I almost got beat down at the video for talking about Too Short on that song.
So, because you look a little scared in one of the pieces, was that why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
They was packing.
Oh.
They was packing. They was everything. This is the wrong part.
Oh man, that's crazy. I didn't realize.
I had a Capizio. I had a fresh Capizio sweatsuit on. And Too Short said, man, just go ahead in on me and talk about me because I ain't tripping. That's the song. I ain't tripping. So I started talking about Too Short. His boys, man, came out trees. They came, what he say? What? I was like, wait, it's a video. That's before they knew what videos was. They didn't.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm about to get shot. Yeah, they looking at me.
Too Short video. We're going to play the song, and then I want to come back and talk about what's been going on with Mark Curry. You've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And you still popping. All right.
Here.
This Too Short, I Ain't Tripping, featuring Mark Curry. The guy talking shit is Mark.
Oh my God.
Moms never had to worry about curfew. If you came home late, you didn't have a bed. It was simple. My brother in bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon eating dinner. Halloween was a trip. Halloween, we couldn't afford no Halloween costumes. 8 kids, please. Mama sent us down to the liquor store, put boxes on us. We didn't know what we were. I don't know what we are. I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know.
Mark Curry, man. Wow, man. This dude is a pillar from where I'm from. Wow, man.
That's back in the day.
Man, that's back in the day, man. You went on to do so many great things. You worked with Raven Simone.
Yeah, Raven on The View now. Look at her.
Look at
killing,
Raven.
Killing.
Right?
That's back in the day, man.
Yeah.
That's before helmets. They didn't even have helmets. If you think about it, kids got helmets now. They didn't even have helmets when I grew up. If you had a helmet on, they thought you was crazy. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, your mama, don't play with them kids. They got helmets on. You don't know what they got. You don't know what they got.
Helmets.
Helmets.
That's a great observation there, Mark. I never even thought about that.
Look at seatbelts. We had seatbelts. We never used them. Your mother took a left. You took a left. Boom. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now kids are so strapped up they can't even move. They can only see things going by. Back in the day, we didn't have the internet. Getting on the internet was getting on the roof, getting your ball down. That was the internet. I'm on the internet.
Mark, what about back in the day when we didn't know that Cosby was buying Quaaludes?
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Really? What kind of transition was
I know. That was just a. We from Oakland.
Friday.
We from Oakland. We was selling it to him. Bam. We always had the best stuff. I ain't lying. We had the best stuff. If you think about it, look back, Berkeley, San Francisco, that we were the only ones doing that old crazy stuff. You know, we had the good stuff, but we all came out all right. What do you want to do? I'm going to name my company after an apple. You'll never make it. We'll see. What do you want to do? I'm going to create Star Wars. It'll never happen. We'll see. We had the best drugs.
You got the best drugs.
We always, Bay Area. Look, Balco. We the one that invented steroids.
That's right. Balco was
Yeah, Balco, baby.
Balco.
We the best. We the best. We the best. Come on. Open the
A lot of
ears.
professional athletes was going to Balco,
Yes,
right? Like,
yes. Out the Bay Area.
Yeah.
They coming to the Yay area to get what they need now.
Jose Canseco, a lot of Oakland A's.
all the way
Oh,
down.
come on, Heather.
All the way down.
Was it just Oakland A's doing
Yeah,
that?
I know.
You hating, Heather.
We saw a couple of Yankees down there. We saw the rental
Yankees.
car on 98th Avenue.
No.
We saw A-Rod trying to dip. We tried.
When you did Hanging with Mr. Cooper, that was such it definitely catapulted your career and just put you in a whole nother level, right? Your audience?
It did. It made me global. One thing about it, I can go to Africa, step off the plane and say, hello, Mr. Cooper. I can go to Australia, Germany, around the world, global. I can't hide nowhere. I can't hide nowhere. No matter, it made me global. And that's the weird thing. Imagine you go to Australia, just walking down the street, people say, how you doing? And that's the freakiest thing of it, especially going to Africa. I'm deep in Africa. You know, I'm driving to Sun City in a car. I'm deep in Africa, 3 hours out of Johannesburg. I'm taking a leak. I heard somebody say, Mr. Cooper. I said, how did you know it was me? He said, you're the tallest person here. We knew you were coming on the radio. Oh, my God, you're so good. We like you so much.
So was he looking at your joint too when you was pissing?
Come on.
No, his was bigger than mine. They African.
Hey.
Mine was small. Hello, Bambupa. There we go.
What was it like working with Raven at that time?
Raven was incredible. She knew her lines. You know, she's a professional. She knew my lines, her lines, everybody's lines.
Yeah.
She never not knew her lines, and she can act. I mean, she's incredible. She can do it all. Raven, as you can see, can do it all. She was a true professional. I remember when I first met her in New York. She was 7 or 5 or something like that.
Wow.
She came and she had sunglasses on and a Yahoo. That was on her rider that she had to have a Yahoo. And she was professional from day one.
She had sunglasses classic.
Yeah, I mean Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo, okay.
Yeah, what's that? The little
Chocolate
chocolate drink.
drink?
Oh,
Yeah.
the chocolate drink. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like a Yahoo,
Yeah.
like a search engine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
It was ahead of her time.
Yes,
love you.
exactly. Back in the day. That was coming from Oakland, so I'm a ghetto boy working out of Pay and Save in Berkeley. I left my house in Oakland and I went straight to Hollywood. And 2 weeks later, I got an HBO special.
Yeah.
So I got Mr. Cooper. So I was fresh out of just working a year out of Pay and Save drugstore. And bam, and that's what happened.
Yeah, so but how did you get Mr. Cooper then? How did it come
I got
about?
Mr. Cooper through the special. I did an HBO special, and I named it Oakland. I named my special Oakland.
Yeah.
I named my
dope.
special Oakland, representing my town because my town was funky then. It was the 80s. Everybody was getting killed. It was just a bad time. So I said, let me try to rep as much as possible my town to give them some, some
inspiration.
nationalism,
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
So and Mr. Cooper was based on Oakland.
Yeah.
It was just based on
It went a long way. Wipe. Oh, yeah. It
Sorry
went
about that.
it went a long way for us.
a little cornbread, people.
Yeah.
That's cornbread, soul food. You know that. Little cornbread.
Mark-
Cornbread will stay on you. A soul food plate, you can sit on top of your car, you can drive to New Jersey, it won't fall off. That's how heavy it is. Am I right? You know how we used to go through the theater back in the day? Your mama, we would never buy popcorn and peanuts, am I right?
That's
As soon as them lights went down, your mama opened that purse, you smell ham, bacon, and biscuits. People turned around, chicken. When you left, it was chicken bones. I think a bird died here. No, they was eating chicken.
I think a bird died in the theater. Hey, he's being really modest at the B. Like this dude is legendary in Oakland.
No doubt.
When he probably can't walk a block less than 30 minutes because people gonna stop him and talk to him. Man, you've been an inspiration for a long time.
Thank you.
Mark.
And I talk to everybody. I talk to the youngsters. That's what we don't do is talk to the youngsters. The youngsters are hard out there. And so I go out
They
I say,
hard,
the youngsters are real hard.
Yeah.
But I talk to them. I say, what's up to them? And that's what, that's what we need. That's when I was growing up, I didn't have a role model. People talk about that. Felix Mitchell was my role model. He's so dope. I'm be honest, I ain't had no role model. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody that was in my neighborhood was a role model. I saw Felix Mitchell with a rose. He's so dope. I was like, wow, yeah, who is that is the guy. So I was trying to be that role model. I didn't have anybody as a role model. No one.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
can see him thinking too. And it's like the
Yeah.
answer's the same. No one.
Because I would have remembered.
You became a role model to many, and then you had a accident in about 06, right?
Yeah.
And then you got 20% of your body was burned because of an aerosol can that exploded while you were doing your laundry.
Yeah, it dropped in front of the water heater and bam. And it was a bad time in my life. It took me to the lowest of my life, you guys. I was at the valley of the dead valley. I was suicidal. I was just at the lowest point of my life. I was at the bottom of that valley. And then I got a home in Oakland Hills and I'm looking at the Bay Bridge every day. I'm thinking about suicide. I'm just thinking about everything. And so it was just a bad time in my life. The darkest time, of my life. And I overcame it, and
What pulled you? What helped pull you out of it?
what pulled me out of it, I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember I was really dope. I was really down, and George Wallace, the comedian.
Yeah.
All the comedians would call me. Chris Tucker, Martin, they would call me, but they would joke, and it didn't, But he sent me a book, a Joel Osteen book.
Joel
Osteen book, you guys.
He's a citizen of Sway in the Morning. He's
He
been on his
is.
show. Yeah.
I like his stories. Well, me and my father was fishing, and I said to my father, I ain't caught no fish, and my dad said,
Yeah.
So anyway, I read the book. I said, this dude give me no book, man. I ain't reading this book, so I just, started reading the book. I was like, wow, that book really helped me out, man. So it kind of just, took me out that funk. And I was like, wow. So I started reading those books, and I even went to go see him. I went to Houston and went to the front row.
Lakewood.
Lakewood.
yes.
Yeah, I was heckling him though. No, I was teasing. But I went and I saw him, and it was just awesome. So he kind of took me out of it, man.
Wow.
That's great.
Joel Osteen. Wow.
Joel
Wow.
Osteen.
Man.
Shout out
I know.
to Joel.
It's interesting too because Richard Pryor. By the way, Joel Osteen has a channel here at Sirius XM. It's channel 128.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling down, maybe you should tune into it.
Yeah.
But Richard Pryor had an accident too in
Yes,
his
he
career
did.
when he got a lot of his body was burned.
Yes, and that's every comedian who called me, you guys. I'm in the hospital. I'm messed up. every comedian called me. Bill Cosby called me.
What did Bill say?
Bill everybody joked. Hey, what you doing? Freebasing? What you doing? That's what he said.
That's hilarious.
Hey, that's true. Damon Wayans, Chris Tucker, Martin, everybody called me, and the first thing they was told me jokes. They would tell me jokes. They were just on me, And somebody sent me a Richard Pryor tape. Richard Pryor getting burnt up. And it was bad. It was good and bad because I had to go through what he had to go through, getting scraped and all that. It was like, oh my God. And I was gonna go through that, and I was about to get into this big old tub. I looked into the room. I'm a man, straight up man. I said, let's do what we gotta do. This pain gonna be pain. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right.
And they put you on a big old gurney and they dip you in the water, you guys, in cold water. I said, nah, I ain't getting in there. I'm a man. I'll step in this tub myself. I got naked. And them ladies were like, dang, I just got naked. I said, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. I got in the water. I didn't feel no pain. That's how the Lord works. Seriously. I didn't feel no pain, you guys.
You didn't feel
anything? It actually felt good. It was like I'm not lying. It felt like a baptism because I got in that water. I knew it was going to be pain because I was burnt, you guys, and they had to do their thing. They was going to scrape me. I said, no, I scrape my own self. I do it if it's, got in that water and I didn't feel no pain.
Wow.
Thank you, Jesus. That's a true story.
Wow.
I didn't feel no pain. It was like, and it took me to another level. It made me, with my comedy, I'm a beast now. I'm a beast for the simple fact that I almost wasn't here. And I said, you know what? I changed my whole style of comedy. I said, I don't care about what I care about what I say. But, I was Mr. Cooper for a long time. I couldn't say a lot of things, you guys.
Yeah.
It was like people would come see me. Oh, my God, So I went to a point where I became a great comedian because I was writing in the hospital. All I was doing was writing. I still got my notes. I just wrote every day. I was in so much pain. I wouldn't take them pain pills. I don't like pills, man.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I didn't take them pills. You feel that pain in 10 minutes.
Wow.
I was like, so I was
Just
trying to battle that,
Yeah.
but it made me a better comedian. I feel I'm a better comedian now. I feel I'm one of the best. I feel I'm out there. I feel I'm funny. And no one can stop me. No one can, compete with me. I feel I'm number one.
You're number Mark Curry, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right,
And he's
baby.
performing tonight.
Yeah.
If you're in the tri-state area.
Look at Trey getting it out. Sway getting it out of me.
At the Gotham Comedy Club tonight.
dope.
It's your
Yeah.
brother, man. We family.
Yeah, we family. We go back.
family, man.
I didn't want to go there, but oh my God.
Yeah, man.
But you took me.
Because, man, your story is amazing, Mark.
Yeah.
And everybody could be inspired by it. And the thing with me is I watched it. I watched it from 23rd Ave. Lionel B used to walk in front of my house. He went to school with my sister and my brother. So when Lionel B, was big promoter out of Oakland, was putting on a lot of those comedy shows, him and Earl, Earl Jackson, and I used to look at it like, wow, man, these dudes are doing it. So.
And I grew up on you, listening to you. I mean, since I remember.
Yeah, the way on KMEL, man, King Tech doing the Wake Up Show. And
back in the day. And you guys are very instrumental on me because going on that show meant a lot.
Yeah.
And then I would work a lot with you guys, like opening up little shows and things. And that was big time.
Big time. And so we still here, Mark
And you
Curry.
everywhere. I see him Sway everywhere. He got shows. I see him on TV, at radio. You're everywhere.
Did some movies too, Mark.
Oh, did some movies?
Okay.
He cut them dreads off and got different powers. He got different powers.
I feel like I lost some power when I let him go, but it's all. But I have enough to survive.
There you go.
Okay?
There you go. Okay.
Gotham Comedy Club tonight at 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. and Saturday as well at 8 and 10 p.m. The Gotham Comedy Club is on West 23rd Street between 7th and 8th Avenue. You must be 18 and over. You can go to GothamComedyClub.com, purchase tickets to see my man Mark Curry.
Yeah, come see me.
All right, Mark, man.
Hit me on Instagram, The Real Mark Curry on Instagram, Mark Curry on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
That's
Love
right.
you, bro. Come
Thank
on,
you.
man. Absolutely.
The best right here. I got the best right here. So you've interviewed everybody. You did Obama?
Obama a few times, yeah.
Man! Yeah, a few times, Mark.
Yeah, Mark. President Clinton. Too. All right. We want to thank our guest today, DJ Rise, for coming through.
Yeah.
Hobson for dropping all that game on us today.
That was a lot.
Hobson said a lot of powerful stuff. We'll be posting that interview soon. Our Friday Cypher MCs, Blessa from Philly, Boogie from Compton, B. Croc from Minneapolis, and the legendary DJ Scratch, and of course Mark Curry.
No doubt.
Yes.
on Monday's show, we got Bernadette Peters is coming by.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good time.
No, that's Bernadette Stannis. You
That
thinking
was
of
Thelma. He thinking about Thelma. Mark keeping it hood. Mark said, fuck that.
Who is that?
That's Thelma. No, not that Bernadette.
That's what she said. I didn't say that.
Bernadette Peters.
That wasn't me. She said that.
Who said that? After me?
No,
All right.
you Sway said.
This is Bernadette Peters right here.
Show him
Remember
who
her?
Bernadette Peters
She
is.
did a lot of movies.
Mark
know that
the
is.
black people.
I'm sorry. Get Bernadette.
He said get Thelma,
Yeah,
Sway.
get Thelma back.
Get Thelma back.
Yeah, Bernadette Peters. Was that Thelma?
That's a
That was the sister.
Bernadette.
I'm sorry. Bernadette gonna be here. I'm sorry.
You got Malona. You had
What Lona?
well, that's what
Jeanette Dubois.
Yeah.
Jeanette Dubois.
Yeah.
You had James was played by
John Amos.
John Amos. Dang.
the mama was played by
Esther Rowe.
Florence.
Wow.
What was her name?
Her name was Florida.
Florida,
Florence was
Florida.
the maid from the Jeffersons.
Michael was played by
Michael's name was Ralph Cooper. Ralph Carter.
Carter, and JJ was Jimmy
Jimmy
Walker.
Walker.
Yeah.
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 Jimmy
okay.
Walker.
No Bernadette Peters in the cast, Mark.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Tracy, how
Janet
can you
Jackson
be
was on there too. She was pitting. She got burned.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's right.
And Chip Fields was her mother. Kim Fields' mama. Was
That's
her.
right. Okay.
Boom.
Okay, you got that one in. All right. Tracy, how can you be reached?
Twitter, Instagram, citizens, reach me at It's Tracy G, IT@SuiG. And thank you for everyone that's been supporting and paying attention to She's Beauty and the Beast. If you still have it and you're curious, just go to soundcloud.com/She's Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty. Yes.
Have the beef?
Citizens, hit me up at the Happy Hour WHB on Instagram and Twitter. You could go to the Happy Hour HeatherB.com for all the drink recipes this weekend. And if you miss any part of Sway's show, SiriusXM.com/on demand.
I'm at Real Sway on Twitter and Instagram, and Sway's Universe is the channel. Make sure you become a subscriber.
Yes.
Sway'sUniverse.com. We'll post all these videos. Yinka, can we get Mark's video up today?
That's right.
Okay, you want to see the video of Mark Curry today on Sway'sUniverse.com. It'll be up a little later, and then you can reach Mark Curry if you want to find him on social media. Give it to me.
Boom. Instagram, the real Mark Curry. Twitter, Mark Curry. Facebook, Mark Curry. They're doing a new black version of Frozen. They called it Freezing.
Yeah, all right. All right, until Monday. Oh, I'm going out to Chicago.
Right.
Oh, jeez, man.
Mama, it's cold.
What's the name of the movie? The
We're
shorts,
doing
right?
we're executive
Come on,
producing a short film called The Cycle, and we're going
Right.
to be screening it tomorrow in Chicago. We teamed up with Donda's House. Rhymefest is narrating it, and it's a short film about the relationship between law enforcement and the community. So we got community.
That's a short film.
Yeah. Well, you know. And then we're going to have a discussion afterwards with law enforcement, community members, some artists. Everybody going to be there. So we're flying to Chicago. We'll be there. It's tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you want to get on the RSVP us at swayinthemorning@gmail.com and put The Cycle in the subject matter. And then hopefully I'll see you guys there. All right, and then go on my Instagram and have the address on there. If you go on my Instagram, you can see the address. All right, until Monday, we have nothing.
That's funny.
Left to say.
It's Sway in the morning. Only
On Shade 45.